In the deep black heart of Africa, where sunlight is swallowed by ancient trees towering tens of meters high, there lies a land still left blank on modern maps. People say that there, creatures from prehistory still walk the earth. Long-necked dinosaurs breathing beside murky lakes, giant beasts hunting in the fog, and mysterious beings the world has never known. Sometimes people hear roars rising from underground, stretching out like warnings from the Jurassic. Expeditions have been made, and many never return. Could it be that in the 21st century, there is still a place where science stops and legend begins? Welcome to the Congo forest, the land where nature, time, and mystery intertwine, and where every answer remains unfound. The Congo Basin rainforest, a land nearly 4 million square kilometers wide, stretches across 6 countries, a place where time seems to have stopped millions of years ago. From above, the Congo looks like a boundless green ocean. The canopy is so dense that sunlight takes minutes to slip down to the ground. Beneath the fallen leaves and black mud lies a wet, primal world, where every step feels like touching another era of Earth. Many regions of this forest are still empty spaces on modern maps. Satellites cannot pierce the thick clouds and jungle. Humans cannot go more than a few kilometers without losing their way. Rivers twist like veins, swamp after swamp links together, forming a natural maze where every direction becomes meaningless. Imagine standing in that space, surrounded only by the whisper of insects, frogs calling to each other at night, and heavy, suffocating humidity. Then suddenly a deep roar echoes from afar, loud enough to make the ground tremble beneath your feet. What would you do? Run? Or stay just a little longer to hear it again, to see if it might be the voice of a creature science has never known? It is not only the sounds. Local people say they have seen footprints as big as a human body stamped along the riverbank. Some claim they saw a long neck rising out of the water, or a massive shadow sliding through the morning mist. These stories pass from generation to generation, and strangely, they remain eerily similar. Science has tried to explain everything. They brought sonar, drones, thermal cameras, yet most of what they found were strange signals and data no one could analyze. Some teams had to quit halfway due to lost contact or because of reasons no one dares to speak of. The more people try to explain, the more they realize the Congo forest seems to be hiding something on purpose. This place holds not only countless strange species of flora and fauna, but also a land of living legends. Giant creatures beneath lakes, spiders as big as car tires, snakes as long as buses, or low moans rising from underground whenever the moon is full. Sounds unbelievable, right? But remember, the ancient coelacanth, thought to have gone extinct 65 million years ago, was found in Africa only a few decades ago. So, who's to say the Congo doesn't still guard a secret from the Jurassic? This is what makes the Congo forest both terrifying and captivating. It forces even the most seasoned explorers to admit, when you step in here, you aren't just entering a forest, you're entering another world. If you had the chance, would you dare venture into the place where the map ends and mystery begins? Would you dare face the creatures we only whisper about in legends? Among the countless secrets of the Congo forest, one name is spoken more than any other: Mokèlé-mbèmbé, or Moelbe in Lingala, meaning the one who blocks the river. Local people say this creature hides in deep rivers and tangled swamps, where sunlight rarely touches the water's surface. Moelbe is described as a giant being with a long neck, thick dark gray skin, a tail as big as a tree trunk, moving slowly underwater before rising now and then, revealing a neck stretching high like a dinosaur from ancient times. Many believe it is a surviving descendant of the sauropod, the massive creatures that once ruled the Jurassic. And somehow, it still exists today. According to legend, Moelbe not only survived, but also adapted in remarkable ways to the harsh environment of the Congo Basin. During the dry seasons, it is said to bury itself in mud and sleep for months, similar to how modern crocodiles endure droughts. Other theories claim it is omnivorous, able to eat roots, rotting leaves, or drifting carcasses to survive when food becomes scarce. Such stories sound unbelievable, but what makes Mbèmbé special is its invisibility. Villagers say the creature only moves at night, and its skin blends perfectly with mud and murky water. Many people have claimed they saw it rising in the morning mist, its neck lifting, water crashing around it, then disappearing in an instant. Sonar devices and thermal cameras brought to Lake Tele, the domain of Mbèmbé, captured only faint signals and strange responses, as if something beneath the surface was being hidden behind a veil. Some old documents from 19th century Belgian missionaries mention Mbèmbé living on an isolated plateau deep in the forest, where underground rivers and hidden lakes form a prehistoric oasis warmed by ancient volcanic activity. The theory suggests that this place allowed the ancient creature to survive in isolation for millions of years. Legend says that in the early 20th century, a Belgian military team set off explosives to clear a path through the swamps, and the blast awakened something underground. From then on, people around Lake Tele and the Ubangi River began seeing the giant creature more often, leading many to believe that the natural barrier separating the ancient world from the present had been broken. Of course, there is no solid evidence proving the existence of Mokèlé-mbèmbé. Scientists say it is a local legend exaggerated over time, but they also admit one undeniable truth. More than 80% of the Congo's forests and swamps have never been thoroughly surveyed, and because of that, no one can say for sure that Mbèmbé exists. But no one dares say it is gone either, quietly drifting beneath Congo's muddy waters like the phantom of an age that never truly ended. If Mokèlé-mbèmbé is seen as the symbol of ancient mystery, then the Kasai Rex is the modern nightmare of the Congo, a creature said to still hunt under daylight, powerful enough to make even forest elephants tremble. The legend began in 1932, when an English hunter and his local guide crossed the Kasai Valley in central Congo. According to their story, they saw from a distance a horrifying scene. A rhinoceros knocked down with a single pounce, and right after, a massive creature with dark red skin and black stripes, its head as big as a jeep, tearing the prey apart. They said they felt the ground shake as it moved, and only when the beast turned its head did the hunter realize he was facing a predator unknown to science. Can you imagine that moment? Deep in the forest, with no radio signal, no rescue, just two trembling men staring at a living nightmare less than 100 meters away. After that, a blurry photograph appeared, showing a creature resembling a carnivorous dinosaur bending over a dead rhinoceros. Though many experts believe it was edited or staged, the story of the Kasai Rex did not disappear because of it. On the contrary, it became the subject of dozens of expeditions throughout the 20th century. Some people said they saw a creature running on two legs across the riverbank at dawn. Others heard a roar echoing from a canyon at night, deep and long like thunder rolling from the earth. Scientists object, saying it could be a misidentified giant crocodile or a visual illusion in the jungle mist. But one thing is hard to deny. The Kasai region has never been fully surveyed, and no one has explained why people there tell the same story. About a creature walking on two legs with red skin and a roar like an earthquake. If you think the most frightening creatures in the jungle are crocodiles or giant snakes, then perhaps you have not heard of J'ba Fofi, the being that even the pygmy people who know every dark corner of the Congo speak of with trembling voices. In legend, J'ba Fofi, meaning giant spider in the local language, is a spider the size of an adult man with a leg span of about 1.2 meters, its body covered in dark brown hairs, and its abdomen glowing faintly purple like a bruise. The pygmies say that when moonlight slips through the canopy, Its abdomen reflects a dim metallic shine. Even a glimpse is enough to make a heart quiver. Because according to them, the venom of J'ba Fofi can kill a person in minutes. It sounds like a story to scare children. But strangely, many real expeditions warned of massive webs strung between trees sturdy enough to trap a young antelope. In 1938, a British veteran recalled that while walking along a forest path, something strange brushed against him, and only when he looked closely did he realize it was a web as large as a blanket. He insisted, "The thing I saw leap out had a leg span over a meter, dark brown, moving as fast as the wind, and it vanished into a hollow tree before I could blink." Local people describe it in even more detail. They say J'ba Fofi does not live in trees but builds its nests on the ground. Round mounds like pygmy huts, surrounded by dry leaves and thick strands of silk. They dig shallow burrows near tree roots, stretching webs around them as massive traps. And when a bird, a young antelope, or even a human steps inside, the whole forest seems to hold its breath, because only seconds later, from the shadows, the eight-legged monster will lunge out, fast, strong, and silent enough to send chills through bone. The pygmy believed that even seeing a web the size of a hand is a warning to stay away, because the mother of them, the full-grown J'ba Fofi, will not be far. They also say the eggs of this species are the size of peanuts laid in muddy cocoons and within weeks hatch into dozens of young, each growing like grass after rain. To outsiders, such stories sound impossible, because biologically a spider of that size could barely exist. The respiratory system of spiders, with their inefficient book lungs, cannot provide enough oxygen for a body that large. Molting, a required step for growth, would also be extremely dangerous. If its body weight exceeded its limit, it could crush itself. Deep within the Congo forest, where mud swallows footsteps and the air hangs thick as wet cloth, there is a creature locals speak of with solemn fear. Emela-ntouka, also known by a name that terrifies every other animal. The elephant piercer. They say that when the forest goes silent, when the insects choke off their songs and birds suddenly burst up from the water, it is the sign that Emela-ntouka is near. A heavy shadow moves beneath the surface, creating cold, widening ripples. Then suddenly, splash, a column of water erupts and a massive horn rises, driving straight into the chest of an unfortunate elephant. The impact is so powerful that the entire forest echoes with the sound. When the foam settles, only a spreading red stain remains on the still lake. Emela-ntouka is described as a giant semi-aquatic reptile, with a bulky body, armor-thick skin, a long neck, and most striking of all, a huge horn growing from its forehead, the weapon that makes it the terror of the swamps. Its form leads many to believe it may be a surviving descendant of Triceratops or Styracosaurus, the famous horned dinosaurs of the Cretaceous. But unlike the gentle image of ancient herbivores, Emela-ntouka is said to be extremely aggressive, an absolute ruler of its territory. People around Lake Likawala say that every other large creature, even hippos or crocodiles, keeps far away from where it appears. Many locals have witnessed brutal attacks. Emela-ntouka bursting from the swamp, using its single horn to pierce the chest of a forest elephant, all in a matter of seconds. Some hunters even claim they found elephant carcasses with chest wounds too clean and deep to match any known predator. In the stories of those who live along the Congo River, Emela-ntouka is not a legend, but a real threat. They say it hates noise. A single tap on a boat can enrage it enough to charge. Some even believe it does not kill for food, but out of territorial instinct. The primal instinct of a creature born to dominate. Many researchers have tried to explain this phenomenon. Some suggest it could be an unrecorded ancient aquatic rhinoceros or an evolved variant of the hippo, but there are no specimens, no clear photographs to prove anything. European expeditions in the 20th century recorded only strange sounds and a few stories of horns piercing wooden boats. Yet on quiet nights by the river, when the water lies flat as glass, people still sometimes see large ripples appear with no known cause. Some say it is just crocodiles, while others whisper, Emela-ntouka is rising. Among the countless tales of mysterious creatures in Congo, one story chills even the bravest explorers. The story of the giant 50-foot snake. This story began entirely by accident in 1959 during a reconnaissance flight by the Belgian Air Force. Pilot Remy van Lierde, a veteran of World War II, was flying low along the dense canopy to survey the terrain when suddenly he saw something no one could imagine. Just beneath the green treetops, a colossal creature nearly 15 meters long, its body as thick as an ancient trunk, was slithering across the canopy. It moved with a heavy, fluid grace, leaving a clear trail in the forest below. Van Lierde lowered his altitude for a better look. And then, the creature raised its head, its neck lifting more than 3 meters high, its eyes glowing yellow, staring straight at the helicopter. For those brief seconds, the battle-hardened soldier felt his spine turn cold. He recalled that it was not afraid, but seemed to be observing the human, an intruder trespassing on its domain. And in the blink of an eye, the creature slipped deeper into the forest, disappearing completely, leaving behind only the blurry photograph Van Lierde managed to capture from above. From that moment, the media gave it a name, the Congo giant snake. Van Lierde's description immediately made many people think of Titanoboa, the massive snake that lived 60 to 85 million years ago. Paleontologists discovered it in Colombia, measuring up to 14 to 15 meters long and weighing nearly 1,200 kilograms, strong enough to crush and swallow a fully grown crocodile. If tropical climate and humidity were ideal conditions for Titanoboa in prehistoric times, then the Congo rainforest, with its river systems, underground caves, and swamps no one has fully explored, might be the only place on the planet still pristine enough for such a creature to survive. Of course, no one has solid proof that the snake Van Lierde saw was a living Titanoboa. Many believe it was simply a giant African python, a species that can reach 7 or 8 meters, made to look larger due to a visual effect from viewing it from above. Yet what keeps this story alive is the attitude of the witness. Van Lierde was not someone who believed nonsense easily. He was a seasoned combat pilot who had seen war, who had witnessed things most people never would. And he insisted, that was not a python. I have seen many pythons in my life, but that thing was twice as big and it moved like a creature that does not belong to this age. To this day, the black and white photograph said to capture the snake still exists. No one dares claim it real or fake. But whenever people look at it, they still see a faint shape in the forest, a long, massive body bending like a strip of living earth. Deep within the Congo forest, where rivers twist like the veins of an ancient being, locals have a name they never speak loudly: Mahamba. That name is not just legend. It is a fear passed down through generations, about a colossal water beast so huge that the river's surface trembles whenever it rises. People say Mahamba looks like a gigantic crocodile more than 15 meters long, its body black as wet coal, its mouth so wide it could swallow a canoe in one bite. Its eyes blaze red in the night like twin embers, and when it rises from the water, its rough armored skin reflects the moonlight, freezing anyone who sees it. Some say it does not only swim, but can also run, on 4 long, powerful legs able to chase down a fleeing person on land. If these stories are true, then Mahamba is not just a crocodile. It is the living echo of Dinosaurs, the giant reptile that existed more than 70 million years ago. Known for hunting dinosaurs near riverbanks, Dinosaurs went extinct with the end of the Cretaceous, but in Congo, where time seems frozen, perhaps a few ghosts of the past survived through the ages. People of the Likwala River region say that whenever the water suddenly becomes unnaturally still, Mahamba is near. It rises as quietly as a boulder, then drifts away in silence. No splash, no ripples. Until a deep, thunderous boom erupts and everything is dragged under. On rainy nights, they say they hear its roar. Slow, low, and deep, echoing through the mist like distant thunder. When that sound rises, no one dares step outside. Even predators fall silent. Some researchers believe that if any Congo cryptid were truly real, Mahamba might be the most plausible candidate. Crocodiles are among Earth's oldest creatures. Their bodies have barely changed in 200 million years. So the possibility that an ancient bloodline still survives in one of the wildest places on the planet is not irrational at all. Imagine this. You are paddling a canoe along the muddy waters of the Likwala River. The surface is smooth as a mirror. The sky is heavy, thunder murmuring in the distance. Then suddenly a massive dark shape rises beside your boat. You have no time to realize anything, only the sound of water bursting upward and the canoe lifting into the air like a toy. The Congo forest, where light struggles to reach the ground and time seems to flow to a different rhythm. Through millions of years it has remained there, unmoving, deep, and full of secrets. From the stories of Mokèlé-mbèmbé rising from Lake Tele, to the Kasai Rex striking its prey in an instant, or Mahamba lurking beneath muddy waters, all share one thing in common. No one has ever proven they exist, yet no one is brave enough to dismiss them completely. We may scoff, saying these are just hunters' tales or illusions in the jungle. But if you look closer, you will realize every story begins with a seed of truth. Who can be certain that in these depths, a piece of the past has not vanished entirely? Maybe the creatures we call monsters are simply beings we have not yet understood. Maybe the mystery is not in the forest, but in the limits of human knowledge. Perhaps you are sitting in front of a screen in a brightly lit room thinking these stories are nothing but imagination. But ask yourself, what keeps you watching until now? Maybe it is because a part of you, the curious, daring part that longs to touch the unknown, is still alive. And if tomorrow you heard news that someone captured an image of a dinosaur in Lake Tele, would you doubt it? Or would you secretly hope that somewhere out there a bit of magic still exists? If you believe this planet still holds mysteries yet to be discovered, leave a comment and tell me which creature of the Congo forest makes you believe it could be real. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because in the next episodes we will continue our journey deeper into the magnificent and mysterious natural world.